Rahmanirrahim. Let's start our today's class for the preparation of scientific officer of plant breeding and genetics. Today's class consists of presentation number 8 and presentation is presented by Ppsc. It's a preparation of PVG for scientific officer post just for a one paper MCQs. Most important MCQs of plant breeding and genetics are in line. Now we move towards our first question. First question is that in nature, variability is maintained by spontaneous mutation, outcrossing, recombination, all of these. And the correct one is all of these. In nature, variability is maintained by spontaneous mutation. Next is outcrossing and recombination. All these factors are responsible for variability in natural process. Next question, simple correlation is represented as R12, R12.3, R1.23, capital R 1.23. As you all know that simple correlation is represented as small r 1 2. Next question is that seed is botanically called as rapid ovule, rapid ovary, and ovule, rapid endosperm, and the correct one is a rapid ovule. Seed is botanically called as rapid ovule. Next question is that ELISA technique is mostly used for the detection of fungal diseases, nematode, viral diseases, or A and B, and the correct one is a C option, viral diseases. ELISA technique is mostly used for the detection of viral diseases. Crop ideotype refers to model plant type, model plant, good plant model, ideal plant type, all of the above, and the correct one is all of the above. All these characters are present in a crop ideotype. Cotyledon is a floral leaf, foliage leaf, leaf of an embryo, or leaf of a stem. And the correct one is a leaf of an embryo. As you know that cotyledon contains all food necessary for the embryo and is also known as leaf of an embryo. Next question is that phenotypic variance and covariance are used for the estimation of genotypic correlation, phenotypic correlation, environmental correlation, or all of these. And the correct one is a phenotypic correlation. Phenotypic variances and covariances are used for the estimation of phenotypic correlation. Next question is that colchicine is an important chemical mutagen. It prevents the formation of gamete crossing over spindle fiber or nucleolus. And the correct one is a spindle fiber. Colchicine is important chemical mutagen. It prevents the formation of spindle fibers, uh, which rests the crossing over and other factors during the process of meiosis. How many types of heterozygotes will be produced when capital A small a capital B small b individual is cell? 12, 16, 10, or 8. And the correct one is a 12. Uh, 12 individuals are heterozygotes and the rest of them are completely homozygous, or just heterozygotes are 12 in number. Total will be 16 and heterozygotes will just 12. Growth of living organisms is dependent of meiosis, and the correct one is a mitosis. Growth of living organisms is dependent of mitosis. Seed cotton means seed with lint, seed without lint, none of above. and the correct one is a seed with lint. Seed cotton means seed with lint. Next question is that drought tolerance is associated with deep-rooted system, small, waxy and thick leaves, sunken, small and less stomata, all of the above. And the correct one is all of the above. Drought tolerance is associated. All these factors which are given in option A, B and C are necessary for drought tolerant crops. Small leaves, small stomata, less stomata, thick leaves, waxy leaves, deep-rooted system. All are the factors related to drought tolerant system. Next question is that red wheat is allohexapolite, which means the genetic constitution will be just A, B, D, and the correct one is A, B, D. Uh, Bread wheat is a allohexapolite and its genetic constitution is A, B, and D. The theory of natural selection in organisms was given by Strasburger, Mendel, Morgan, or Charles Darwin. And the correct one is Charles Darwin. Theory of natural selection in organisms was given by the Charles Darwin. Multiple allele control blood groups in a man, so therefore an individual will have only pair of dash allele at a time. 2 allele, 4 allele, 3 allele or 1 allele, and it's just 1 allele. A gene has 3 important components which can be described as single unit called histone, nucleotide, nucleoside or nucleoplast, and the correct one is a nucleotide. A gene has a 3 important component which is described as a single unit called nucleotide. The coefficient of determination is represented as capital R 12.3, capital R raised to R 1.23, small r 12.3, and the correct one is a R to raise 2. Coefficient of determination is represented by capital R to raise 2. The term ideotype was coined by Jennings, Penley, Rasmussen, or Donald, and the correct one is a Donald. During 1968, ideotype was coined by Donald in 1968. Norrin-10 is a source of dwarfing gene in wheat, rice, barley, or oat, and the correct one is a wheat. Norrin-10 is a dwarfing gene and is source from wheat. Drought is indicated by increase in proline level, increase in ethylene level, leaf rolling, all of the above, and the correct one is a all of above. Drought is indicated if proline level is increased, ethylene level increase, or leaf rolling. All are these characters are indications of drought, and the correct one is all of the above. Next question is that analysis of variance permits examination of phenotypic variance, genotypic variation, experimental variation, or all of the above, and the correct one is all of above. Analysis of variance permits examinations of phenotypic variance, genotypic variation, and experimental variation. All 3 factors are responsible for the analysis of variance that permits examination. The value of sample of correlation lies between 0 and 1, 1 and 2, -1 and 1, and none of these. And the correct one is a -1 and 1. Value of sample of correlation lies just between -1 and 1. The value of multiple correlation lies between -1 and 1, 1 and 2, 0 and 1, none of these. And the correct one is a 0 and 1. Any agent which can bring a heritable change in an organism is called lethal, mutant, mutagen, or syndrome. Agent which can bring a heritable change in an organism is called mutagen. Mutagen is responsible for bringing a heritable change in the organism. Crossing over occurs in the homologous chromosomes in almost all organisms except mouse, Bustularia, male Drosophila, or grasshopper. And the correct one is a male Drosophila. Crossing over occurs in homologous chromosomes in almost all organisms except male Drosophila. In male Drosophila, crossing over doesn't occur. Analysis of variance permits examination of genotypic variation, experimental variation, all of the above. And the correct one is all of the above. GOT stands for Ginning Outer Genetic Out, none of the above. And the correct one is a Ginning Outer. CCRI stands for Cotton Research Institute, Cotton Crop Research Institute, Center for Crop Research Institute, Central Cotton Research Institute. And the correct one is a Central Cotton Research Institute, which is located or situated in Multan. For color in rabbits has four multiple alleles. A wild type rabbit will be dominant chinchilla, Himalayan, albino, or all. And the correct one is a all. For color in rabbits has four multiple alleles. A wild type rabbit will be dominant in all cases. A survey ship HIMS Beagle for voyage was used by Darwin, Herdwig, Strasburger, or Morgan, and the correct one is a Darwin. Darwin used the HIMS Beagle his ship used for his voyage during the experiment of natural selection theory.